Monday Night Raw tonight airs, as always, in the Amway Center inside the WWE Thunderdome in Orlando, Florida. Raw in your face, or in your face Raw, whatever they're calling it. It's meant to be a special Raw, I suppose. It's meant to be a Raw that is meant to fight off the competition from Monday Night Football. Of course, this is the first time since the new NFL season started that we've got Monday Night Football returning as competition opposite Monday Night Raw. So WWE has attempted or is attempting to stack the card to ensure that viewers don't turn their televisions over to whatever channel Monday Night Football is airing on. Let's be honest though. I mean, they can stack the card as much as they want, but people are going to tune into Monday Night Football. So last week's episode of Raw didn't do a great number in the ratings, to be honest. I think it was something like 1.7 million viewers. Wasn't great at all. And I think WWE is slightly concerned with what's going on with Monday Night Raw right now, purely because the idea was that going back to the Amway Center, doing the WWE Thunderdome, having shows feel more like what you would expect from episodes of Raw, episode of SmackDown, the traditional WWE shows, that big arena experience, the pyro, the lasers, big superstars coming back. I think they thought that this would be a ratings increase for all of their shows. And what's interesting is that it has done for SmackDown. SmackDown ratings continue. This past Friday's episode of SmackDown drew its largest audience since the post-WrestleMania show, all the way back in April. That's a big deal during a pandemic. Whereas Monday Night Raw, nothing's happened. Nothing in terms of the rating has happened. And that shows that you can't use the current pandemic. You can't use COVID-19 as an excuse for WWE's ratings. Of course, it is part of the reason they've gone down, but SmackDowns are going up, so why aren't Raws? So there's multiple reasons there, whether it's the 3 hours, whether it's the crazy creative. I am 99% sure at some point tonight, before Monday Night Raw goes on the air, I will see a story, I will hear a story that Monday Night Raw is being rewritten. Vince McMahon is coming at 7 p.m. and decided to rip up the script. We hear it every Monday, so I would not be surprised if that's what we're going to see tonight. So, in an effort to combat the competition from Monday Night Football, we have a stacked Raw that they're calling In Your Face Raw. In Your Face Raw, by the way, is just a strange tagline because surely by the nature of anything being in your face is you want to get it out of your face. If someone is in your face, the immediate response is, get out of my face. So I'm not sure why you would want a Raw in your face, especially during a pandemic. Can we respect social distancing, please? Why don't have socially distant Monday Night Raw, okay? Don't have in your face Raw, unless you're wearing a mask, but even then, keep your distance, okay? So I don't get that tagline. I really don't get that tagline at all. But this video, we're going to talk about Keith Lee versus Drew McIntyre. Now, at Clash of Champions, we're going to have Drew McIntyre facing Randy Orton once again for the WWE Championship. And we don't know the status of Randy Orton. After last week, McIntyre returned to Raw after having 1 week off after he was kicked in the head 3 times. Yes, Drew McIntyre was off of Monday Night Raw for 1 week after being kicked in the head 3 times. The same punt that has kept the likes of Shawn Michaels on the shelf forever. Ric Flair, we haven't seen him since. We haven't seen the Big Show since. Edge, obviously, we know the triceps injury, but he was written off of TV with the punt. We haven't seen Christian in the ring since. Of course, we saw Christian via satellite. But you get my point. This punt is meant to be writing people off TV. Drew McIntyre got 3 of them, and he was back on Raw just 2 weeks later. How insane is that? How insane is that? That's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So we don't know the status of Randy Orton after Drew McIntyre got revenge and hit 3 claymores on Randy Orton last Monday. So we'll have to wait and see. But this week, Drew McIntyre, as a tune-up match, they're calling it, for his match against Randy Orton at Clash of Champions, is going to be facing his longtime friend and training partner, Keith Lee. Now, Keith Lee technically hasn't lost since he made his debut on Monday Night Raw. He was part of a triple threat match where he lost. He didn't take the fall, though. He's beaten the likes of Randy Orton. He's faced Randy Orton a couple of times, actually. Well, once on pay-per-view at Payback and twice on Monday Night Raw. Both times Drew McIntyre got involved. So what's going to be the situation tonight? Is it going to be Drew McIntyre or Keith Lee coming out with the victory? Now, I must say, I was very, very surprised when this got announced on SmackDown Friday. That's when it got announced. It just got randomly. This is the thing. If you're watching SmackDown on Friday, you find out a lot about Raw because they do all the Raw advertisements during the adverts of SmackDown. So SmackDown Friday, randomly pops up. One, Raw is in your face Raw. They decided not to announce that last Monday, but during SmackDown on Friday. That shows you the writing process of Raw. And just randomly, we're going to have Drew McIntyre versus Keith Lee. And everyone went, what? Why? Why do it now? It's a massive match. It's a huge match to do. It's never happened before inside of a WWE ring. You've already kind of built up the storyline that they're friends and they're training partners. This is a match that could be for the WWE Championship in the main event of a pay-per-view. And you're doing it on this Raw. And again, I get it. You want to have a good rating opposite Monday Night Football, but save it. Save it. Support for WrestleNews 365 is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Now, Manscaped, for all of my UK fans out there, Manscaped just launched in the UK. Over here in the United Kingdom, we have gone for years and years and years without using the right tools for the job. But now you can be one of the first men in England to experience their life-changing product. But it's not just limited to all of the great fans over here in the UK. This offer goes worldwide, so all of my friends over in America and around the world that are listening to this offer still does apply for you. You can still use our code. But I've got to tell you a quick story first. Now, there have been so many times, right? I'm a guy. You gotta groom down there, fellas, right? That's the most important thing. You gotta keep yourself trimmed. You gotta keep yourself proper. And a lot of the time, I've been guilty of this, of using the wrong tools for the job. I've had incidences, I'm not afraid to say it, where things have been nicked, snagged, or in fact cut down there because I wasn't being careful enough and using the right equipment. Now that just shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. You don't want to be worrying about cutting yourself down there. Do you know how painful that is? I can tell you, it hurts quite a lot. And I wish and hope to God it never happens to me again, and it won't happen to me ever again because I'm using Manscaped products. That's why Manscaped has redesigned the electric trimmer. The Manscaped engineering team has perfected the greatest ball hair trimmer ever created. Big statement, but it's absolutely true. They have just released the new and improved Lawnmower 3.0 in the UK. It's also available around the world as well. Their third generation trimmer features a cutting edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents. So those cuts and snags that I was telling you about before are a thing of the past. And let me tell you, when I tell you this is premium, I mean premium. The battery will last up to 90 minutes so you can get a longer, perfect shave. And not only that, you don't want to be cutting yourself and trimming yourself all over the bathroom, getting hair all over the place. That's just disgusting. The lawnmower has a waterproof technology that allows you to groom in the shower, so no more mess. And one of the coolest features, one of my favourite features about the lawnmower is the LED light which illuminates grooming areas for a closer and more precise trimming experience. So you can shave longer, you can shave more precisely, and you can shave in the shower. What more did I need to tell you? They've also upgraded to a 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology, and let's not forget about the charging stand. You can show off your mower loud and proud because this intelligently designed stand is a convenient charging dock powered by USB. So, if you are listening to me speak right now, I want you to experience it firsthand for yourself. Let's get that bush to tush clean, and you can get 20% off and free shipping. Yeah, you heard me right there. 20% off and free shipping. All you have to do is use the code 365wrestle at manscaped.com. Make your testies their besties. That's 20% off and free shipping. Not only are you getting 20% off, you're getting free shipping as well with the code 365wrestle at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com, and use the code 365wrestle. Your balls will thank you. And there's so many questions when it comes to this match. One, what happens if Keith Lee wins? If Keith Lee beats Drew McIntyre, which for the record I don't think will happen, but if Keith Lee beats Drew McIntyre, he should be added into the match at Clash of Champions, right? Because logically that would make sense. But I don't think that will happen. Now, in terms of Keith Lee's issue with Drew McIntyre, and he doesn't have like an openly massive issue with him, but he's mentioned a few times on social media, and this logically makes sense, he's annoyed at Drew McIntyre. He's frustrated. Keith Lee has faced Randy Orton twice on Monday Night Raw, and every time that Keith Lee has faced Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre has interfered in that match, attacking Randy Orton, which has led to the match being called a no contest on both occasions. It's a DQ, by the way. I hate when they say that. It's a DQ. So why wouldn't Keith Lee be annoyed? I would. Stop interfering in my matches. And even the week that Drew McIntyre got 3 punts in the head from Randy Orton, Keith Lee said in that promo backstage, I really wish Drew McIntyre wouldn't have interfered in my debut match on Raw against Randy Orton. So the logic is there for that one. I'm down for that. I enjoyed that, and I'm down for the match. Drew McIntyre, Keith Lee, you kidding me? What a match that is. But should it be spur of the moment on a weird in-your-face Raw? No, it should be main event of a pay-per-view. That is something you can do at some point later down the line in the year. You know, that's what you need to do for this one. So I was surprised to see that they did it, but WWE, this is why WWE wonders, why don't we have any fresh matches? Everything feels like it's been done before, because they hotshot everything. Everything is hotshotted. That's just what they do. They put these matches together, and then by the time you've got an opportunity to do a first time ever match at a pay-per-view, you've already done it 5 times on Raw. So I don't get it. I don't understand it. Now, in this match tonight with Drew McIntyre and Keith Lee, does Randy Orton get involved and try and get some retribution against Drew McIntyre after getting 3 Claymore kicks last week? Well, he shouldn't. He shouldn't even be on Raw tonight. He should be selling the injury. He got 3 Claymore kicks in the face last night. Why should he be there? But it's the same thing with Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, if you get 3 punts to the head, even in real life, I don't care if you're Drew McIntyre. If someone viciously kicks you in the head 3 times, that's you done for a long time. A real long time. And I know last week they tried to sell it on Raw of, you're not medically cleared, you have a fractured jaw. That fractured jaw healed up pretty damn quick, didn't it? Because he's competing this week. Drew McIntyre rivals John Cena for the powers of recovery because it takes him 1 week or 2 weeks to recover from a fractured jaw. Come on. Let's have some logic here. Does nobody sell anything anymore? The guy got kicked in the head 3 times. They're doing it with Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks is coming back on Friday Night SmackDown 2 weeks after Bayley nearly killed her in the middle of the ring. Come on. I know you want to get ratings, but this isn't the way. Save it. Take your time. Drew McIntyre should have been off TV until Clash of Champions. 3 kicks to the head, and they should have played it up of, is Drew McIntyre even going to be back at Clash of Champions? And then Randy Orton saying, I'm going to win the title by forfeit, counts it, and then out comes Drew McIntyre. Do something like that, okay? Have a bit of logic here. So that just frustrated me when Drew McIntyre returned last week and was fine. Absolutely fine. He didn't even sell the fact he had a fractured jaw. He was talking quicker than I am right now. It was ridiculous. Now, Randy Orton should be doing the same. 3 Claymore kicks. He should be off TV for at least a week if Drew McIntyre did the same. But I think Randy Orton's going to be there tonight too. Because I can't see either guy winning here, and I can't see either guy losing. A loss here hurts Keith Lee. And I know what people are going to say. What, you're telling me a loss to the WWE Champion hurts Keith Lee? Well, yeah, because he's just debuted. If you want to establish Keith Lee as a big star, what do? You have him win big matches. That's why Keith Lee beat Randy Orton. That's why in that triple threat match, Keith Lee didn't take the fall. So he shouldn't lose to Drew McIntyre here. I don't care if Drew McIntyre is this unstoppable WWE champion. Don't get me wrong, working with Drew McIntyre is great, and being in the ring with Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins so far, it's absolutely elevated Keith Lee, and it's made him feel like a big deal. I can't criticize that, but you can't have him lose. You can't, because it just halts that momentum. It does. So I see it being a no contest again. I see it being a DQ. If Keith Lee does win, and maybe, I hate even to say this, because I hate this finish, the distraction, then roll up. How often do we see that on WWE TV? It is such a crutch for their storytelling of something happens outside the ring. Oh, the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment is the roll-up, small package, or schoolboy. Maybe we could see something like that with Randy Orton tonight, and then Keith Lee beats Drew McIntyre. I think if Keith Lee does beat Drew McIntyre, that does help plant the seeds for a future Drew McIntyre-Keith Lee feud, because then Keith Lee has a credible claim to the title. Because even if Randy Orton wins the WWE Championship at Clash of Champions, Keith Lee once again has a claim to the title. I beat Randy Orton at Payback. I beat Drew McIntyre. I should be the number 1 contender. So maybe that's the way they have Keith Lee win it tonight. I don't know. Either way, the match tonight should be great. If it's given time, which I don't see why it wouldn't be. Raw's a 3-hour show. It should be given time and the match could be great. They've obviously got chemistry. They're friends. They've worked in matches against each other outside of WWE and the likes of Evolve. They haven't worked inside a WWE ring together, which to me is just crazy why they're doing this match on Raw then. Save it for a pay-per-view. That's why it's a waste, because we haven't seen it before. When you could easily sell a pay-per-view around that. Easily. But instead, you're more concerned about the ratings on Monday night, which, in fairness, they should be, because the ratings on Monday night aren't good. But it's just a waste. And I know it's a special Raw, and I know they've got stiff competition, so they need big matches. It's just come on, it's too early. It's too early, and it's a waste. And I wouldn't be against it if even last week on Raw or the Raw prior to that, they announced 2 weeks when we're opposite Monday Night Football, we're going to have Keith Lee versus Drew McIntyre. But when on earth has WWE planned a Raw that far ahead? They don't. They don't plan Raws 2 weeks in advance. They don't even plan it a week in advance. This got randomly announced on SmackDown on Friday, which probably means they decided to do the match on Thursday or Friday, which says a lot about how they write Raw. And I wouldn't be surprised, like I said, it's still early in the evening. We could probably have another Raws being rewritten, or the second and third hour being rewritten in the first hour on the air. And a match the caliber of Drew McIntyre versus Keith Lee shouldn't be randomly announced during SmackDown. It shouldn't be. And again, no problem with the match quality, because the match quality is going to be great. But come on, you can do better, WWE. Or maybe that's the concerning thing. Maybe you can't. Maybe this is the writing process for Raw going forward until we have an exclusive executive director of Raw that is Shane McMahon, and he can kind of speak to his father in the way of let's plan things out, instead of hot-shotting angles, hot-shotting matches, doing weird DQs and not advertising things and rewriting the show while it's on the air. It's ridiculous. So I'm looking forward to the match, of course, but it's too early for me, and I don't think they should be doing it. But of course, as always, this is just one man's opinion. What are your thoughts on Drew McIntyre versus Keith Lee tonight? Is it too soon to do this match? Is it too early? What are your thoughts? How would you book the match? What are your predictions? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll be sure to respond and reply to all of your comments. Really enjoy interacting with you guys on this channel and talking about in your face Monday Night Raw. If you've enjoyed this video also, please smash a like on the like button as well. It really does help us out here on YouTube. Go up the rankings and get into people's recommendation feeds if they haven't seen our videos previously. But most importantly, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to WrestleNews365. You can do that by clicking the bottom right hand corner of the screen right now. Or if you wait a few seconds, there'll be a subscribe button at the end of this video, along with another video for you to watch. Thank you very much for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. And I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.